Right, anyway, I know it's a massive psyop, right, but I have to talk about it. Opinion, the strange objects in US airspace may be an even bigger problem than we thought, and I've no doubt you've seen all the balloons and weird things floating over America that are getting shot down, and then the Pentagon and all that are going on TV and going, well, man, fucking it might be aliens. I mean, Jesus Christ, it could be. And everyone's so that everyone's going, oh my god, and that's the government going, everyone, quick, look over here. Everyone, quick! Look in that direction. That guy behind you. No, no, don't look. Look here. Everyone, look. Like that's what this is. Shut up, see. I am not giving you money. Get out my sight. Uh, Last month, the US Office of the Director of National Intelligence released a report about unidentified aerial phenomena. In plain English, unidentified flying objects or UFOs. The US military in February the 4th shot down a Chinese spy balloon, which Beijing said was a weather balloon, because of course they would, followed by the downing of two unidentified flying objects on Friday and Saturday in US and Canadian airspace, which Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer told ABC were likely also balloons. Then on Sunday, the US military shot down a fourth flying object, this time over Lake Huron in Michigan. In the wake of those actions, the reports by America's intelligence community is worth examining since it may shed some light on what is happening here. January's UFO report had a striking finding. I keep burping, man. I know it annoys some people, right? I'm sorry. The number of UFO sightings significantly increased between March 2021 and August 2022, during which time 247 new sightings were reported, mostly by US Navy and Air Force pilots and personnel. That's almost double the 144 UFO sightings reported in the 17-year period between 2004 and 2021. Now, just to make something very clear, when it says UFO, it doesn't mean, oh my god, that's aliens, right? It's not. It's an unidentified flying object, as in it is a flying object where they aren't sure what it is. So, for example, there's a thing floating in the sky, nobody knows what it is, it's classed as a UFO. That's the proper definition of it. There is an object up there that's flying that's unidentified, but then they go up and look at it and go, oh, it's a weather balloon that belongs to Canada. So, it's not a UFO anymore. However, it still gets recorded as a UFO sighting, right? The vast majority of these UFO sightings get found out to be some completely innocuous thing. Or, no, I wouldn't say innocuous, sometimes they are spy balloons, right? As countries trying to spy. The report suggests that the increase may be because there is less stigma associated with reporting UFO sightings now that the Pentagon is actively pushing service personnel to report any anomalies that they see in the sky. And I'm guessing it's going to be because they know that China is going to be spying. Indeed, in July, the Pentagon established a new entity, the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, to investigate credible sightings of UFOs by the US military and intelligence community. This is part of a relatively new push by Congress and the Pentagon to make sense of more than 500 credible UFO sightings over the past couple of decades. The report by the US intelligence community found that a large number of those sightings, 163, were balloons or balloon like entities, while 26 were unmanned aircraft systems like drones. An unspecified number of sightings were attributable to sensor irregularities or variances, such as operator or equipment error. There were 171 unidentified object sightings, however, for which no explanation has been found, and some of those objects demonstrated unusual flight characteristics or performance capabilities. So this is them pushing the aliens thing in. This is them trying to push that in, right? Oh, it flew very unusual, right? That wouldn't have been anyone in the military. That would have been like Buck out in his field going, what the hell's that? It flew like up. I found it strange. That's like that's what it's going to be, right? It could have like, those 171 things probably were completely innocuous. They just never found out what they were because they floated away or went somewhere else. The report also noted that UFO sightings continue to occur in restricted or sensitive airspace, highlighting possible concerns for safety of flight. It added that the sightings could point to adversary collection activity, suggesting that UFOs found around sensitive US military installations could be a foreign power spying on them, which makes the most sense. If you've got this weird thing flying over like a military base, an airport, or Area 51 or something like that, it's another country spying. There is undoubtedly much more to learn about these 171 UFO sightings, which still have no good explanations. Are they the work of a foreign power probing US air defences? Are they relatively innocuous, such as errant balloons? Congress should convene hearings to get to the bottom of this. The public has a right to understand why objects are flying around in American airspace that the Pentagon and the US intelligence community can't identify. Right. So see them being aliens, a lot of shite, right? I mean, given the size of the universe, I can say that there is a definite guarantee that there's aliens out there, given the immense size of the universe. Absolutely, there is life out there. The chance of it finding us or even making the bother to come near us and making that giant trip, nah, I'm not seeing it. I'm not buying it. But I think what's happening is China has been a little bit more aggressive. China is sending a lot of spy balloons over, but it might not just be China. It could be very many different types of countries as well. It could be Iran, could be North Korea, or something like that. I mean, it would be quite funny, North Korea using big balloons. Probably a little guy in it, like, peddling it. Or something. Like some fucking around the world in 80 days shite with his little top hat on. But I think it is just other countries. China's sending lots of balloons over and they're saying, oh, they're just weather balloons. It's not. They're trying to get... But I mean, China does have spy satellites. They 100% absolutely have spy satellites. So I don't know why they can't just get one of those over America as well. I mean, it'd be easy enough to do once it's in space, you know. Yeah, what can you fucking do? Is in space. But yeah, not buying the UFO shit. I think that's what they're trying to turn everybody away into. Oh, it's like UFOs. Go out and see the UFOs, and then you're reporting them thinking you're reporting aliens, but they actually just want people to go out. They're trying to get people excited and drummed up so that they go outside and actually report these things and don't feel silly about calling the police over aliens and all that, because I think America's now going, shit. Yeah, China's finding out stuff that we do not want them to find out. So, yeah, can everyone go out and report these, please, so that we can shoot them the fuck down? And not because see if it was something completely innocuous and they knew what it was, they wouldn't be going out and shooting it down. Right? The reason to see if it gets shot down, it belonged to China. That's why. And or it could be the American government fucking launching them themselves and putting on a little bit of a show. To distract everybody from other stuff, which is something that Americans did. By the way, do you know where all the UFO stuff comes from? Do you know where it all comes from? Right. There was someone that I spoke to. I'm not going to say who. We don't agree on a lot of things, but he is a man with some luminosity to him. I met him at an event. I clammed up because I didn't really want to talk to him. I didn't really want to talk to him at all. I was so careful about everything I said around him as soon as I found out who he was and what he did. And I did float a theory past him. I went, I reckon I know what happened at Roswell. And he laughed and went like that, oh yeah, do you, yeah. And I went, I think it really was a weather balloon and you covered it up badly on purpose and you started all this UFO bullshit and spread it around everywhere and all that stuff, and then you covered it up, but like really badly. Remember that scene in South Park where George Bush goes, but you'll never find the proof, and then he stretches and drops the document behind his back and all that shit. That type of thing. A bad cover up on purpose so people would uncover it. And I went, and I reckon you did that to make it look like you had, in fact, found a UFO and you now had UFO technology so that the Russians would absolutely shit themselves. And he laughed and he went, that's totally something we would do. And that's where all the UFO stuff came from. And then they used the UFO stuff again when they were developing the SR-71 Blackbird, except this time they paid people to be crazy, wacky, kooky guys going, there's aliens, there's UFOs, they abducted me and stuck things up my ass, and like all that type of stuff. And they portrayed the alien guys as kooky whack jobs, and the reason that they did that is they wanted everyone to feel silly by phoning in and reporting stuff about a mysterious plane flying in the sky, but that mysterious plane was the SR-71 Blackbird, the spy plane that America was desperate to keep secret. So if you can tarnish all the UFO guys as just crazy whack jobs, anytime someone phoned up with a report of seeing that plane, they would just be called a crazy whack job. But now they're using the UFO thing again for something. I don't know what, but they're using it for something because it has served them well in the past. So yeah, it is a psyop.